is day 23 of the government shutdown, and the national debt just surged past $38 trillion. But you know who's going full steam ahead with the wrecking ball at the White House? You know what I'm talking about. He keeps changing the plan. Take a look.
Won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it. Right behind us, we're building a ballroom. They've wanted a ballroom for 150 years, and I'm giving that honor to this wonderful place. Right on the other side, you have a lot of construction going on, which you might hear periodically. It's about $300 million. It's set to do many, many things, including meetings of foreign leaders. I think there'll be nothing like it. And it's being paid for 100% by me and some friends of mine, donors, to it. The government's paying absolutely nothing.
Your response to people who say that you haven't been transparent enough about this?
I haven't been transparent?
That some of your critics feel it should have gone for a
I've
review.
shown this to everybody that would listen. Third-rate reporters didn't see it because they didn't look. You're a third-rate reporter, always have been.
It's just, I hope there's a Stormy Daniels wing, at least.
Just gonna let that sit.
So apparently Republicans are giving mixed reviews about this new construction. Take a look.
We're talking about building a ballroom when we're trying to get the economy squared away. Timing's bad.
This is not about bad timing on this. This is something that's happened in the last 125 years. Multiple presidents, even while there's a government shutdown, construction companies are still happening with private funds.
FDR had added the swimming pool, I think. Barack Obama added a basketball court. President Trump's going to add the greatest improvement to the White House in the history of the building since it was originally constructed in 1800. The ballroom is going to be glorious.
Mike, I just want to point out that none of those things were done without permission. Everybody knew it was happening. This, nobody knew when it was happening. Nobody knows how it's happening. You say that it's being paid for by other people, but you know it's always going to come down to the people. The people are always going to end up paying something. So I don't understand why you don't get that people are saying, wait a minute, nobody asked for, I don't remember asking for a ballroom.
Right.
And also to say that Obama put in a basketball court is like saying, oh, should we do bath fitters and put in a bathroom, or should we knock the whole house down?
Right.
That's basically the difference.
I think
She's on fire today. She is on fire.
I've had it with him.
I just, for me, you know, it's not so much that of course, it's upsetting that he's putting this gaudy, tacky, nasty ballroom in there with all the gold and everything. But I think what's really significant is the history of the East Wing, which he is now completely demolishing when he first said that he wasn't going to be touching it.
He said he wasn't going to touch it.
I wasn't going to touch it. The East Wing is where the First Lady resides. The East Wing has that incredible history. Betty Ford argued to increase pay for her staff in the East Wing. Eleanor Roosevelt was the First Lady to make that the office of the First Lady. Laura Bush launched her literacy efforts. Michelle Obama oversaw her Let's Move campaign. And Betty Ford, in particular, said this about the East Wing. If the West Wing is the mind of the nation, then the East Wing is the heart. Yeah. So now, can you imagine that? Imagine if your husband, well, Melania's not really working there, but but the bottom line is, imagine if your husband decided to tear down the part of your house that you hang out in. I mean, it says a lot about their relationship. Yeah. It says a lot about the role of the First Lady in his administration, and it says a lot about what he thinks, I think, about the First Lady.
Well, and reportedly, the First Lady's staff is now working from a different part of the White House, so I would presume that's the Eisenhower building across West Executive. My general take is this. I don't really care about the ballroom per se. I care about two things. The American people are struggling. The economy is not rip-roaring the way that we were promised that it was going to. I think of all my relatives who voted for Trump, who really thought this guy is going to bring the country back. He's going to make my paycheck go further. And that's just not what we're seeing right now. Unemployment is too high. There's fewer jobs available than there are people seeking out work. You see major American manufacturers who had their worst quarter last year in years, which we were promised he was going to bring back American manufacturing. So this juxtaposition of he's building his grand ballroom while everyone is still hurting bothers me. Secondarily, I appreciate that it's allegedly not being paid for by taxpayer dollars. I don't like pay for play, though. I don't want the biggest corporations in America feeling like they own a piece of the White House.
Right.
Like they can cut a fat check and then they feel entitled to meetings, to whatever it might be on policy that they want. It's not unprecedented, but I don't like it. I don't think it's seemly. I don't think how it should be done.
They're going to think they have access.
They
do.
And although the majority of Americans don't approve of this renovation that wasn't authorized, it's also not hitting the top of their list of concerns for exactly what Alyssa's saying. People are hurting right now, and the people that are hurting the most often actually geared towards having voted for Donald Trump. There was a large swath of people that voted for him that are now, again, let's remind everyone, government shutdown. There are people not being paid. When they say it's not a timing thing, yes, it is a timing thing. Both sides of the aisle have called on President Trump to get involved and make a deal on getting the government up and running, and he hasn't.
He's making a ballroom.
You've got people lining up.
He's busy.
You've got people lining up at food banks to feed their family who are still called to show up at work, some of them. This is a disturbing optical problem that really is, it should be an embarrassment right now.
Why do
for
the
this
words
administration.
French Revolution keep coming into my head?
Yeah.
Let them eat cake.
You know what's also really bothering me? You know, this morning I was on my way out, and they were talking about the fact that beef is so high.
Oh, yeah.
They're talking about getting the beef from Argentina. I'm thinking, but wait, what about the farmers who are here? You bitch that things aren't made in America. And now you're sending, you're
got
telling
elected
us,
on America
yes,
first,
you did.
and
so
that is not what's happening.
it's not. And the American people certainly haven't been first in any of this.
And these cows in Argentina are not citizens. I'm just pointing this out.
But I understand the bailout. You get the bailout now?
Yeah.
This is what you get for giving us the however much money, and our farmers are watching because they can't sell their soybeans. They can't sell them to China. They
Maybe
can't
people
sell
are waking up now. Maybe they're waking up.
Maybe, I hope so, because all those folks, you know, I want us to recognize that this is not a left or right issue. This is an issue of being an American citizen and us being able to say, this is what we like and this is what we don't like. And I don't know anybody who thinks that a president should not have to go to the Senate or to Congress or to someone for some oversight. No one wants him to be able to just write a thing, because had Obama...
Forget it.
Can you imagine what would have happened if Obama had just said, listen, I'm going to obliterate... Oh, wait. All Michelle did was make a vegetable garden, and they lost their mind.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Remember? They were crazy. It's like
You just planted some lettuce and everybody was in an uproar.
it's a whole thing, y'all. It's a whole thing.